How's it going, everybody? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today I'm super excited. We're going to be doing another one of my half-pound world coin searches. We've been really getting some excellent results looking for older coins, silver ones, rare ones, valuable ones, and those could also be errors or new countries in my collection that I'm forming. So yeah, we're going to break this one down coin by coin. I'll pour out the bag, and we'll get started with the hunt. And the first coin that is going to grab my attention is this larger one. It's copper, and wow, so that's a really pretty coin actually that I've never seen before. 1961 New Zealand 1 penny. I was expecting it to be either Australian or from Great Britain with a slightly foreign design that I didn't really recognize, but that's an awesome start to our hunt. A little bit older, but yeah, really, I love seeing the ones I've never come in contact with before. I don't think I've seen this one either. 1983, 50 cents from Mexico. So that one's sweet as well. Again, that's going to make our second and maybe third in a row that I've never seen before. I don't recognize this immediately. Rhodesia, 1 cent in 1973. Really pretty coin. And Rhodesia, I believe, would become Zimbabwe later on. So that's an example of a country that no longer exists. I think that those are really neat, and I'm mentioned that here's a Mexican coin, 1980, 10 pesos, but I mentioned that collection before that I'm putting together of every country. That includes ones that were either provinces or ones that don't exist anymore, so it definitely opens up the scope. Here's 1 franc from Monaco, 1982. That is a telltale sign that something's going to be from Monaco, but I forget, that's the prince, what's his name, Rainier Trois. I don't know exactly how to say it. That's maybe how you'd say it in French. Here's 2 from Ireland. I was going to say pence, but it's like Pingen, I think, 1998. Yeah, Ireland. This one is a Greek figure, and I think that that's neat how they put a lot of the history in their coins by showing off famous people from their past. And I always say it on the video, but I think that would be cool if we did that with the U.S., had a lot more rotating obverses. 20 drachma, 1976, so that's a little more modern. And then this one is going to be from Central America, 1974, from Nicaragua, 10 centavos de Cordoba. After that, we've got this coin right here. It says Brazil on it. On the back says 5 centavos, 1969. I don't think I've come into contact with that. So that's really been a theme of getting stuff that's new to us. This one has a really interesting kind of effect, and maybe it's been clean. 1928, though. 1 penny. I always say this is one of my favorite designs as well. And I think that I'm just noticing for the first time the waves in the background of that, but you can just see the intricacy is really nice, and having a larger canvas like this makes it possible to do some really cool artistic works. Now this one looks to be a Third Reich Nazi German coin, Paul von Hindenburg, and the date's 1934 right there. 5 marks, 1936. So this is actually a valuable coin. At least I've sold some of these in the $15 range before. There's some, desire for people to. It's a collectible coin. So that's a good one to pick up here, worth a fair amount. Here's a Kenyan one, so from Africa, and that's really broadening the scope of our finds so far between Rhodesia, Kenya, and New Zealand. Lots of places from all around the world. 1978, 10 cents. And it says Harambe, which I've seen in the past. I've seen this coin in the past. And that really stuck out to me the first time that I came across it. This one is República Argentina, 10 centavos, 1983. So that one feels aluminum. It's a pretty light coin. This one looks really interesting, though, because the edge is unlike anything I've really ever seen. It's 5 rupees from 2000, but the edge, it's not saying anything. It's just maybe an anti-counterfeiting device. I don't exactly know, because I feel like it would be more expensive to mint something that looks like that, but more power to India if they want to make their coins like that. Here is $1 from Hong Kong, 1960. So it's actually got a little bit of age. When you think about it, we're in 2020, so that's actually a 60-year-old coin. This one looks a little older than 60 years, though. 2 kopecks from Russia, the Russian Empire, 1903. That's another one that I recently found out is different in the sense that it's not, it's a separate entity from the current Russia, so I'm counting that as a Russian Empire coin, not as just a regular old Russian coin. Here's another Greek coin, 10 drachma, 1984. This one is French, and I think that's going to be older. My guess is early 1900s. And I was right on the money, 25 centimes in 1905. I think 1904 they had a little bit of a different design, but this is definitely in that vein. Not going to be silver, I don't think. And wow, I never realized that this was... I can't tell if this is a many-sided coin, or they just did that with the rim, and it's a circular coin. So I'd be curious to see how many actual sides were on it. This one is also going to be French, but a little bit newer, 1945, 50 centimes. The French Republic aluminum, and they had reclaimed it at this point from the puppet state Vichy government. That one, though, is something that I want to zoom in on and really examine, because we uncovered it. It's from Denmark, Christian the Ninth. So a few episodes ago, or maybe it was the last episode, I was talking about, I found a coin with Christian on it, so I'm definitely going to pull this one out, because that's my name as well, Christian the Ninth in this case. I think the other one was the 10th. 10 ore, and this feels like silver, probably not super high concentration or purity of silver, but this one's another cool one that I might start a name collection with, so that's huge. That definitely gets me pumped up for the rest of this hunt. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This one is a Canadian coin, 1932. That takes me back a while. I think I was like 12, and I found my oldest at the time Canadian penny while coin roll hunting. I later, I think that it came out by this point, but I found one that's older than that recently, coin roll hunting, so that was big. 1968, Luxembourg, 1 franc, Jean Grand Duc. I don't know if they peg their currency or how that floats. My guess is that they're on the euro by now, though. Here's a 25 centavos, 25 centavos from Bolivia. Awesome. So that's actually a country that we don't see as frequently for whatever reason when we're doing our coins. Maybe they just didn't have as large of a quantity that got released. This one is Central America. I'm curious. Costa Rica, 1924. Super neat, and I can't tell based off of this if that's 65% silver, which would be awesome. It feels a little bit maybe cleaned. It's also a very thin coin, but that would be awesome if this was in fact a silver coin. Doesn't matter what amount it is. It's, again, one that I'm not familiar with, which is always exciting to see. This one is a Mexican $50 coin, 50 peso, but they redid the valuation in the 90s, so that's not what it could be worth today. This one, I think, is Taiwanese, I want to say. And then this has been, in my eyes, 1888 1 centavo, Mexico. So a really neat older copper coin. I think anything that's over 100 years old is super old, but then when you get to the 1800s copper, there's something about it, because often they're not super expensive, but they seem to have so much history. I think the thing is, when you're using U.S. coins as a benchmark, anything that's minted early 1800s seems super valuable, but then you can look at some coins from around the world that were early 1800s in silver, and they're not, the prices don't even approach what a U.S. coin would, so that's kind of neat. Here's a awesome one, though, Tunisia 5 centimes from 1904. And it's such an interesting design with these kind of oval-like ones. It feels like it's from France based on that A mint mark. It looks like something I've seen before, but it's got the Arabic lettering on this side of it. So I wonder what denomination that covers. Here's a Netherlands 1950 25-cent coin. After that, we're going to move to this, a 1964 French 20 centimes. We've got a Brazilian one, and that looks a lot like Jesus Christ. 5 centavos, though, 2000 is going to be, I thought it was a euro coin, but it wasn't. Here's Nigerian 1991 10 kobo, as well as 1 penny from Great Britain. And I'm just going to get these out of the way. Another penny, and then this one's a 1951 Canadian cent. But I wasn't seeing it, but that one looks really old. I'm going to make that the finale. Before we get to that, 1923. This is a 50 centime coin from the Chamber of Commerce. I think that was very short-lived in France. And then we had this Italian 100 lire from 1979. But this one, maybe it was cleaned or something. But it's 50 cents from Spain. So it's probably centavos is what I would imagine it would be. But let's check it. The 1880. Wow, so that's super old. Alfonso the 12th. We see some Alfonso copper. This stuff is a little bit harder to come by, so that's super, super neat and a great way to wrap up this hunt. Man, we really hit the jackpot, I'd say. We got some 1800s copper. This one's early 1900s from a country we didn't see before. Or a coin we didn't see before. 1880 silver. Not to mention this, like something like this, that was super neat. 1961, a New Zealand penny. Who would have known? Russian Empire, or even probably my favorite coin of the lot, the Christian the 9th, 1874 silver 10 ore from Denmark. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me or contact on treasuretown.yt.com, my website, my Facebook, Treasuretown, my Twitter, at treasuretown_YT, or my Instagram at treasuretown_YT. Looking forward to seeing you on some of my other videos.